What's going on, guys? Welcome to the podcast. This is Messy Media. This is our podcast episode 7. It's episode 6. It's 6. It's definitely 6. Anyway, what's going on, guys? My name is Zach. If you don't know, welcome. This is our first. If your first time being here, I appreciate you being here. Feel free to hit subscribe. Check it out. We're gonna be here on YouTube from now on, so hopefully this is our new home. And I'm also looking to get some other social media, so check us out on Instagram and Facebook. Hopefully here soon. Here on the podcast today, we have a brand new guest. To my left here, we got Mr. Todd Sullivan.
How we doing?
And welcoming back for the second time, Mr. Luke Sullivan right there.
What's going on, guys?
And yes, Luke and Todd, they are brothers. So we get to hear from them. And like I said last time, Luke was my cousin. So Luke and Todd are both my cousins. And we've grown up together doing a lot of different media-related things. I have a few surprises for these guys today, but we're going to talk about some deep history for sure. Talking about all the media things we've been involved in. So, Todd, what's up, man? Say what's up, buddy.
How we doing? Good.
Todd is a local artist. He produces music, records and produces his own music, and puts it out there. So he writes his own music, writes his own songs, puts them out on Spotify, Apple Music,
Apple
iTunes.
Music, Spotify, everything.
He's got it out
every
there.
single platform. But
So we'll give the pre-shout out here if you want to check out Todd's music. It's out there on all the popular music platforms. You can check him out, Todd Sullivan. I'll throw your right there. There's a name right there. I'll throw it in there. But yeah, and then Luke, obviously you guys know Luke's a drummer, and he's a musician of multiple kinds. He plays guitar, plays keys, that type of thing.
You're too kind.
Yeah, I know. Well,
I'm a drummer that tries to play other instruments.
see, at least you're not a DJ that pretended to be a musician for a while. Like, that's a different thing. Like, I'm an audio guy, which is fine. Like, and I have a lot of instruments sitting over there, but we don't play them. You can see that I'm dust collecting on them. We don't play those instruments.
Just wall art.
Yeah, it's nice. It's good wall art. It's wall art that makes me appear cultured.
That's right.
Anyway, so today on the podcast we're talking about my dog just walked in here. But anyway, so today on the podcast we're talking about live music, being a live musician, and playing live shows and being a part of live concerts. I've been on a couple different sides of that, Albie. We're gonna cut to the shot of Albie trying to get into the. I know he does.
I need to ignore him, right?
Yeah, I'm just gonna. Yeah. I hope he just chills. I just really hope he chills. That's fine. Anyway, so today we're talking about being a live musician, being in live concerts and things like that. And I think we've all been on different sides of that. So on my side, I have been a part of. I played live concerts, some small stuff, small backyard goofy stuff. I've been a part of running sound for plenty of concerts around Columbus and local concerts, including concerts for you guys as well.
Yeah.
Yep. And then I've been a stage manager for shows and stuff like that. Todd, what are some experience you've had as far as live music and playing live goes?
Yeah. Well, I watched the last podcast. I know you guys were talking about Crown of Thorns, but just to bring that back around.
We'll get to that.
I mean, we were on the band. We played in backyards, fairs.
We played like birthday parties and stuff like that.
We played at a school Valentine's Day dance.
Yes,
yeah, bro.
I forgot about that.
We wore ties, collared shirts.
Okay, I'm actually just going to go ahead and put that photo right here.
Yeah. I think it's on our Facebook page.
It is.
Like the main.
Yeah. That's our profile picture on our Crown of Thorns Facebook page. Oh, that's so good.
Yeah. But, I mean, the experiences of that, like, definitely carried over. And when I started playing shows, I mean, we did a production together, 2017, 2018? I think it was. So I was 17 years old. And then have done show at colleges, just different places.
Local shows and stuff like that.
Yeah, just stuff like coffee shop shows, stuff like that. So just
So that's for your music, and then you've also played along with some other artists and stuff like that. Recording. You ever played? I know Luke played with Chris, but did you ever play with Chris?
I did just church stuff sometimes. Obviously, he's a worship artist, but Todd, local church stuff.
Todd falls in from the last podcast the same category. Luke and I grow up playing in worship bands and stuff like that for all the local churches we ever went to or were a part of at all. We all played on stage with that type of stuff. Small stuff, but it was fun.
Absolutely.
So and then Luke, you played. We talked about it last podcast. You played live shows and done a little bit of touring and stuff like that. I did a bit of touring with some other bands on the audio production side, like writing sound for them, stuff like that. But I think we've all had our fair share of like being a part of live music, and it's something, man. It's a challenge. Like
from a very young age too.
Yeah, from like an abnormally young age. Like I know I was, in the studio working with my dad and stuff like that, but I was going to shows with him.
Yeah.
Who's the band that you went and like toured with? Your dad.
New Anthem.
New
was the name
Anthem.
Of the band.
That's
yeah.
Right.
So my dad was their production manager, and he was their. Also, we ran sound for them because we have our own live sound setup and stuff like that. So, but I was going on, like, literally went out on tour with him for like a couple weeks or whatever.
Yeah, I remember that.
When I was a kid, we just hopped in the Suburban, had the trailer hooked up to the back, and that was the life of a kid right there. But we were doing like 3 or 4 shows a day, man. It was insane.
Yeah, that's
I think
insane.
like the most we did was like 3 or 4 shows, but we were going to high schools. They were a band that was a part of, I guess, a company called the Young American Showcase, and I think their point was going and sharing positive messages with high schools and stuff like that. So we'd go to one high school in the morning, and we'd play a show for them. We'd literally load in first thing, like when the school first opened, load in, set the whole thing up. We'd get students to come and help us load in and stuff like that. We had a system down, man. Set up the whole band, play the first show. We do like anti-bullying or something like that was the message or whatever, but they'd just play cover band, stuff like that, It was great. They put on a fantastic show. The lead guitar player had a wicked mohawk off the top.
I think I remember that.
Yeah,
I think
John
that's
Paul.
literally the one thing that I remembered from that
Dude,
band was
he was
the,
so sweet,
the dude's haircut.
Yeah, it was crazy. You know what's funny is John Paul actually went to Special Forces and
Really?
No way.
had to buzz his head. But yeah, after that, my dad, he was sending my dad pictures of him like jumping out of planes and stuff. It was
That's
super cool.
crazy.
Anyway, so New Anthem, we were traveling around. So we do one show in the morning, set that up, do that show, and then we would tear down, go to a different high school, and set up and do a second show before school was out there.
Wow.
That's crazy.
And then we would invite both schools back to the first high school for a nighttime show later that night. So we would tear down and go back to that high school and set up again and do a night show. And it was like a big production show. Like we turned out all the lights and move into everything. It was so great. So we do that concert, and then we pack up, hit up the road, go to a motel room, and the next morning we get up and go do it again.
Yeah.
That was so much fun, though. Yeah. We had a great time doing that. My dad did that, obviously, a lot longer than I did. I was only with him for a couple weeks or whatever, but we had a lot of fun with it. Like, I just know it was so many stories from out there on the road and whatever. But
the culture of it, like, just like the lighting, even just setting up, like, just the essential things is so much fun to watch happen.
Just
and, like,
being a part of
sound
that.
check, like, just starting from nothing and absolutely just putting on an insane.
And especially, like, that was one thing that I think I didn't even realize, like, the level of it until I was a part of it. But, you always think, like, setting up for a gig, you're, like, building from scratch. But that was a well-oiled machine is what we had going on there because we did it so much. The band did it so much. My dad did it so much that everybody knew their job. Everybody knew what piece of gear they had to get on. And now my dad and I are like that with our St. Patrick's Day shows and stuff like that. We know exactly what to do, exactly how to load in, and we've even had to change setups. And now we have we're running two venues for that weekend and stuff like that. Yeah. But now it's just crazy. Like now how that system goes together once you work enough with that system, and that's even like I've seen that later on and stuff because I got to talk to not exactly ethically, but I did get to talk to the sound engineers from Winter Jam.
Sure. Oh, yeah.
You guys remember that?
Yeah.
That's a fantastic story. I'm going to have to tell that one time, but I snuck backstage at Winter Jam. It was a big concert they travel around, whatever, but they were in Columbus, and we used to go see them every single year. We used to go to Winter Jam every year. There's a bunch of big Christian artists, whatever. And I snuck backstage, and I snuck into the sound booth and was talking to the sound engineers, got to know them and stuff like that. But anyway, they were telling me that they got there like 9 a.m., and they were ready for the show at noon.
Right.
They set up everything. Their production was,
massive,
amazing. How much they put up in that amount of time. But he said that you just get into the routine. You know how to do it. The crew knows what they're doing. They know what piece of gear is theirs.
Yeah.
And they set
Not
it
to
up.
mention with a tour like that, the amount of artists that are
they're doing one every single night.
Yeah.
Like they tear down at the end of Winter Jam when it ends at like 10 p.m.
Yeah.
They would tear down, get in the trailer, travel to the next place, and be set up by 11 noon the next morning or whatever.
Before most of the bands even get up for the day. Probably.
Exactly. Like it was crazy how much work went into that. But so that's kind of my experiences with like live sound and touring and stuff like that, and getting to talk to a lot of live musicians, whatever. But it's great like being a sound engineer, especially locally, because I've gotten to know so many of the bands locally, which is great. Because these are bands that even are doing this like full time. Like they're traveling around. I played like doing shows with the menus and stuff like that. They've been doing this for like 40 years or whatever.
Yeah,
And they're insane, but they know me now and they love working with us. And I know their roadie and their sound engineer, and I get to talk to them all the time. So like the same bands come through pretty regularly for different shows. We did Winter Park and we had the same bands there and stuff like that. So getting to talk to those guys and getting to know them stuff, just hearing about their life on the road and their 40 years of experience as a live musician is crazy stuff. Cool. But it's a lot of fun. But yeah, that's kind of my experiences with live sound, live music, playing live, stuff like that. Because live shows are so different than studio. Because I know, like,
oh my gosh, yeah,
you guys have been getting a lot into studio work lately. I know Todd's been educating himself formally on some studio work, and then Luke, you picking up, recording your own, tracking your own drums and stuff like that, and being able to work with other artists and stuff, which is great. But there's something about live shows, man. It's so different, and I love it. The way you run sound, the way you set up, the way you tune, like the way you set up your amps, or even put the tone, things different on your guitar. You want a different sound, a different aesthetic when you're playing live versus when you're in the studio.
Yeah, every room has a different sound, and even just the vibe of the people that are there.
Yeah.
Whether it's 10 people that are just going nuts or, 1,000 people, it's just each situation is completely different.
Yeah.
And it just makes like each live experience unique in its own way.
Yeah, that was something else I want to talk about too, is like just playing for different, because you and I we've all done like backyard stuff.
Absolutely.
And then we've done some pretty sweet stuff, like pretty sweet sized concerts that are like been a part of the stage on that big stuff. I learned a pretty valuable lesson from watching a DJ that my dad knows. Cool dude, but he tells a lot of stories and stuff. I guess he embellishes a lot of stuff. But anyway, long story short, I was running sound at a gig, and he was supposed to come and fill in some time and DJ there. But it was cold, and it was winter, and nobody was there, and they didn't have heat in the tent, whatever, so it was like frigid. No one was there, but this guy went up on the stage, put his headphones on, and was jamming, dude. He performed as a DJ with nobody in the room but the sound with me and the concession stands people.
Wow.
Like 4 of them. There was 5 people in the tent besides him. And he went all out, bro. He was jamming, man. He was so into it too. Like he would, he was like trying to get a crowd going that wasn't even there.
Right.
But I learned like such a lesson. Like he was performing like there was 10,000 people in front of him, and I respected that so much, dude.
He's doing it for the right reason.
He was doing it because he loved it. You could see the passion in his eyes about it. The way he moved and everything was just like he was all about what was happening right there, and nobody else was listening.
Dude, I mean, a prime example of that is like 21 Pilots.
Yeah.
Like you go back and watch their old like vlogs. I know this kid does all the time. We'll just be chilling, and he's like, let's just watch like vlog videos.
I love the come up. Like the story is just
and, like,
so cool.
Tyler's just like going nuts, like jumping on pianos, doing flips off of stuff, and it was like no one was watching, but they're the number one duo person band.
Yeah, they're one of the biggest artists in the world right now. Have you ever talked to Mike and Jake Mara about their stories with 21 Pilots?
No, not at all.
Dude, they were their number one roadies, man. They went with them to all those small things.
Yeah.
Every single video you've seen, guarantee you Mike and Jake were there and brought all their gear in, set it up for them, whatever. They said that they were the good luck charm that made them go famous. I was like, all right, whatever. I'm like, well, hey, come set my gear up for me then.
Exactly. What are you guys doing on the weekends?
You guys want to come to my wedding with me and set up this gig or whatever?
That's exactly right.
Anyway, so but like that type of stuff, like being able to perform and going, showing the level of dedication and passion of that dude. That guy was like, the way he was DJing was mad respect. At one point we were all sitting there and the concessions people were looking at me, and Matt was just going to town, man. He had his headphones like, he's bobbing a wheel, and I just like grabbed the mains and turned them all the way down. And it was dead silent, but he had his headphones on and he was
still going nuts. Yeah,
he was going at it, bro. I'm pulling my headphones out here. He was going at it, bro. Like he was about it for sure.
Yeah.
It was so funny, man, watching that. And they all looked at me and I was like, turn it back up.
Yeah.
I was like, nobody was here at the gig anyway, so it was kind of fun. But we had, some of the days for that gig was pretty popular, pretty bumping and stuff like that. I had a few parties in there and stuff. But the one day he was there, man, whatever it was, there was nobody there that day. But he performed like there was 10,000 people in there. So I think that kind of translates over to a lot of different areas, especially when you're doing a lot of things in the media industry. Like for me, like I DJ weddings, and I do the same thing. After watching him, I do that every wedding. I don't care if there's nobody on my dance floor.
Right.
I'm doing it. I'm going at it. And I get compliments. I've been asked to stay longer even because nobody was dancing. I've been asked to stay longer and just keep playing music.
Right.
They paid me extra just to stay longer because they like the atmosphere. They like the vibe, even if they don't want to go out there and dance because they're just not dancers. And that's like I've taken that into vlogging and stuff like that, being able to like pick up my camera and just talk to it and go full send talking to my camera like I'm talking to an audience.
Yeah.
And I'm like, 8 people will watch this vlog and it's fine. Like, and there's people around me like in public watching me talk to my camera.
Sure.
I just had to go for it. I had to full send it and be a part of that. But that kind of dedication, taking it seriously, really does, like 21 Pilots, for example, like, really can pay off 100%. Like, because if you're going to get like, nobody's listening, nobody's watching my concert or whatever anyway, or nobody's paying attention, you're doing a show or whatever, and people are just walking around. If you're just going to kind of put half effort into it, you're never going to get asked to play again.
Right.
But you put in an all-out show, even if nobody's paying attention, you're still gonna draw some attention for sure. Like, you're still gonna get somebody to recognize that you had that level of commitment to your show.
Absolutely.
You know? But that kind of stuff's crazy, man. If you don't mind, I wanna pull up some of Todd's music here.
Please, let's do it.
This is some quality tracks here going on. This is Todd Sullivan.
Yes.
This is Crown of Thorns. We were listening to watch these videos online, but I was planning on surprising you guys with this, and
dude,
I think I have the last remaining copy of this album.
Yeah, I don't think any of us Sullivan boys have one.
Dude, I can burn more discs like this, but I don't know if I can make those graphics again. Those quality graphics.
I remember making these CDs.
Oh, dude.
We just grinding it out.
We put so much work into that. Like, we put so much work into this album.
Gosh.
This was our first kind of experience with being a musician.
Oh my goodness.
All of us. Like, this is our first experience with music.
Yeah.
Put my heart to
ever.
my feet.
It was so much fun to be able to like play these shows. Even our practices in the basement and stuff like that.
Oh my goodness.
We had so much fun with practice, and then recording the albums and nailing it. And my dad, for some reason, I love you, Dad. I love you. You're such a great sound engineer. I don't know why he had you harmonize with yourself though on the vocals. Like, I don't know. We didn't have a lot of outboard gear or anything at the time. That was what most of the equipment was. You didn't have a lot of plugins like you do now. You had a lot of outboard
What did we run
gear.
in? Pro Tools?
Yeah, we were recording in Pro Tools. I still have.
You have the
I think
sessions?
I just gave it back. I gave my dad the Mac back to him. But he still has all the.
Was it a tower or like a laptop?
It was a tower,
okay.
bro. It was a like a 2004, 2005 G5.
Gosh. What year was
Mac
this?
G5.
Do we know?
No.
Like
It's on there.
2010 to 9?
It's on there, isn't it?
No.
No? Okay, it's got
not.
to be like 2009 or 2010 or
9?
something
Yeah,
like
9.
So on the inside of this,
that.
if you want to pan over,
Oh, yeah.
it has like our all the songs, the numbers, like the credits, and then at the bottom it says for bookings or more info, call 614.
That's my dad's number.
Okay, call that number.
Way to give my dad's number on the podcast.
Whoops. You can just
I'll
blurt
bleep
that
it
out.
No, it's fine. Call my dad if you guys want to book us for a show.
Honestly, we'd put on a mighty good show.
Bro, we would kill it. I don't even care. We would do it.
You know what
I
we
would
need
do
to
it.
We need to make copies of like the back of this. And
Yeah.
just run around town with a staple gun and just start stapling it
everywhere.
to poles, posts, and just see if we get any leads. And we'll go do a show. If we could get Brett on board.
Bro wouldn't do
honestly-
it though, man. Brett gave up music entirely, man. He bailed out.
he would
like,
do
hard
it.
to. You think he would?
Dude, if it was the right situation.
Oh, that'd be
that
so
would be
funny
so
though, wouldn't
fun.
it?
Just
So
a reunion.
I would be so down
That'd
for
be
that.
so great, man.
Oh my god.
I would do it.
What a show we'd put on.
I would do it, bro. That would be such a great show.
Now,
And then we'd have to like record it, like, and then
Some
put,
backing
and then
tracks.
put the comparison from the original
Oh,
videos.
yeah.
If you guys want to check out more videos, more of that lovely music, you can check out our Facebook page, Crown of Thorns Band.
love that.
You can find us on Facebook, Crown of Thorns Band.
There's a video of us wearing Santa hats, jamming.
Playing, we
at
played a Christmas show.
Tunes for Tots or Toys for Tots.
Toys for Tots.
Yeah, Toys for Tots. We did that at one of our ministry group, Judah. We did that every year. We did those shows, but they asked us to come and play as a band. We like set it up with them, whatever, to come play as a band. It was so much fun. Like, I remember that show. Like, that was great.
I think
don't know
that
why
was
I
one
loved
of
it.
our last shows.
that
Probably
yeah,
was, man.
that was.
Probably
and then
was.
my favorite show, I think we did 2 pretty cool shows. I remember rehearsing like crazy for the fair show we did.
Yeah, we did the Ohio State Fair.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
not the big Ohio State Fair
No.
show. There was like, like this the big building, whoosh, the Ohio State Fair. That's the building where
The
they had like
Celeste Center.
Yeah, they had big concerts in there. We were a little tent like off the back, like behind the trash chute over there. Like we had a tent over there, and they had bands in there all day.
I'm pretty
and we were one
sure
of the
you
bands.
could smell horse poop from where
Oh
we were
yeah,
playing.
it was pretty bad. Well, I'm pretty sure that's just the Ohio State Fair, though.
I will say
That's how
that was
that's
the
always
first
smelled.
time we had been. I mean, bro, I was like 10.
Yeah, man.
The first time we
That was
got
an-
actually respected though, and they gave us our own camper, and I was like, let's go.
Yeah, we had a green room.
We had like a little setup green room
Yeah.
thing. But that was like our first, like we really got into music at a
Yeah.
really young age. And I don't like.
I don't
wish
know
we
why
would've-
people let us play. But
I don't know. It was so fun. I guess we were adorable. I assume
Yeah.
that was the
Yep.
thought. I think it was Todd. Because I think Todd was just a small child. You were like 9 years old.
I had the signature like flip on stage.
Yeah, we were
like,
doing like. You were going and doing like a back handspring on
Yeah,
space.
you could expect something every single
we
time.
like tried our best to put on like the best show we could. We had T-shirts, but what we didn't realize at the time, now I would never do this now, was it was so tacky to be a band and be the
And
only people there wearing your own T-shirts for the band.
Yep.
But we wore them on stage like they were
Honestly-
a uniform or whatever.
Honestly, I would do that now if I had a band. I would
That's
do that
so
now
funny.
out of irony.
Yeah, out of irony
Just-
for just wearing your own merch. I can understand wearing your own merch, like your hat or whatever, but to be and like especially like if you playing a show where other people have bought your merch,
Right.
But if you're at a show and the band
Only
is the
one.
only people in the building
Only one.
wearing their own merch, I've run sound for a couple of bands where I was pretty surprised because it was like bands coming through all day, and one of these bands shows up and I'm looking and there's a couple people in the audience, a few people in the audience wearing T-shirts. And then, like, the band starts playing, and I'm not even kidding, the entire audience, like, the whole crowd just starts leaving except for the people wearing the shirts. And then I realize, oh, those are the band members' wives. And
Yep,
the
yep,
only
yep.
four people here wearing those shirts, and they're the only four people that stayed for the concert. Everybody else left.
Dipped. Yeah.
They dipped. It was so funny, man. They were like, yeah, I'm going to
Yeah.
go get a drink. And they left.
Right.
Wow.
I mean,
That was so much fun.
if you're wearing T-shirts like that and it, like in your band, you probably don't have that many listeners.
Yeah, probably
anyway.
not.
You know what I'm
You're in your
saying?
own
Like,
our T-shirts were tacky, bro, but we loved them. It was so much
There
fun.
was no design to it. It just said Crown of Thorns in block lettering.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Crown of Thorns.
And then it
That
had a
was
little crown, little
did
thorn
we?
crown.
did, we
did, we did, yeah.
Oh man, it was, I don't know.
I remember we thought long and hard about the name. And I
Yeah.
remember we made the Facebook page, and there was already a band called Crown of Thorns, and we're like, we'll probably
We'll
surpass
probably pass
them.
them up anyway.
That was
I
the
think we
thought.
had like still I don't know. We probably had like 119 followers on that page or whatever.
Yeah,
And this band had like 2,000. We were like, yeah, we'll pass them in no
But-
time. Don't worry about it.
But honestly, like I think you mentioned this in your last podcast, like, dude, people still pay attention to the page.
It was fun.
Well,
yeah, I
no,
still get
even to
likes
this
on
day,
it.
like
still
like,
to this day, I
you're an
still get
admin
people-
of it or whatever, and I deleted my Facebook, but back when I had it, I was like,
I saw people all the time,
I see
man.
people liking this page nonstop.
It was weird. Like once every few weeks, I just get
Yeah.
a new like on the page,
Right.
and that page is like 12 years old, man. Like we've
Yeah.
been at this for like we did that forever ago, and for some reason we're still getting
Yeah.
likes on it or whatever. I don't know. It's goofy. I know we're talking about live music, but I do want to dip into another past experience, like because we did kind of all get into like the media thing
Yeah.
for a very young age. One thing that because Luke brought up wanting to bring back the Crown of Thorns for just like one show and just have fun with it. Another thing that Luke and I got into was our web show.
Oh my goodness. You
And
can't
I'm not
do
going to
this
show
to me.
anything about the web show, but if you want
Oh.
to find it, our web show was called Funky Doves. Funky Doves. That was
This
the
is
name
Luke's
of the show.
worst nightmare.
Bro.
You should look it up.
Right now?
No.
No, like,
Just-
yeah,
you
just
said not
Luke's
while
just
I'm
saying
here.
you can look it up.
I'll start
The
sweating.
listeners
Said
are allowed
not
to look
while
it
I'm
up.
here.
Yeah, not while I'm here. Look it up and then make fun of him behind his back. That's what we want you to do. Bro, but the Funky Dove show, that was so much fun for the couple of episodes we did.
I
And
think only one of them made it on.
Only one of them made it online, but I did make another one, and I just didn't upload it. YouTube was harder to upload to back then. I don't know. Anyway,
forever.
Took forever. It literally took like
Days.
4 years to get
Yeah.
your
Days.
video up there. I did hit upload. That was like 12 years ago, and it's just still uploading. That's it.
That's
It's still,
exactly right.
Still trying to upload.
Buffering.
But back when like iCarly was big, web shows were popular at
Yep.
the time. That's what everybody wanted to do. We
Yep.
wanted to have web shows. So Luke and I did a web show called The Funky Dove Show, and it was so goofy, but I loved it. I thought it was fantastic.
I don't know why we would have picked the name Funky Doves. I literally can't think of one reason
I don't.
why.
I honestly, I don't either. I should have brought it out, but I found when we were digging through our old stuff, I found the folder that had all of our show notes in it. I made a binder with show notes and
my gosh.
and wrote on a label on the front Funky Doves, and it was terrible handwriting and everything, and flip it open, it had just like bits that we would do and stuff written down on there for the 2 episodes that we did. It was funny, man. I just wanted to take it seriously, like I wanted to put that much into it, but that loops back around to we put too much dedication into that show for the 2 episodes and the one that went online, but now it's just good to reminisce on.
Yeah.
That's it.
It's literally just one of the cringiest things. Like,
it's rough.
So Todd has a girlfriend now, and it's like we're introducing her, watching like home videos, that kind of stuff, talking about the good old days when like she didn't know us. And the Funky Doves is just like one of those things that
I think I brought it up.
Show it. Yeah.
I think I brought it up, and he panicked.
I was like, oh no,
no, don't do this.
Yeah. He's like, not a chance. And I wanted to so bad, but you know what?
I had forgot about it.
Code, respect.
I forgot about that Crown of Thorns album. Like,
yeah, bro.
I knew we played, but like I literally forgot that we like made a little record.
And
like,
what's so funny about that, like, back to a little bit of studio stuff, like I'm diving into like hardcore, like learning how to make a record with live equipment and everything.
Recording and producing your own stuff.
I used maybe like 2 VSTs for the whole thing.
Yeah.
Like I used like a Juno and a couple pianos and stuff.
Basic
like that.
synths and stuff.
Yeah, super simple stuff, and it's like I remember making that album.
How much work we felt.
Yeah. We spent so much time. I remember Luke would go down, bro. You would bang on the drums so hard in their basement. Everything we did in his basement,
bro. You cracked a couple of cymbals playing in there,
And then I remember going back into the vocal booth that you had. What was
in
it?
the laundry room? Yeah.
But they nailed a huge like.
We put a bunch of like dense sound blankets, like they're like moving blankets, but they're like cushier than that, and they absorb sound. We put them all the way around the inside of that room.
Yeah, it's like going in. Well, we have Kosai. I don't know where
the whisper room, right?
Yeah, like. And this thing was quiet. It was
pretty quiet, bro.
Quiet.
You literally couldn't hear. You'd clap and couldn't hear any like echoes off the clap.
It was like some special designed room.
It was weird.
You couldn't hear anything.
And like of all the whisper rooms, like you and I even built another whisper room.
I mean, I have one. I have one in my studio. Yeah, and it's not even.
And I have one back here in the closet.
Not
stuff,
even
but,
close.
Like, we built like at Amazing Grace. You and I sat and put sound foam on it. And we put actual sound foam. We couldn't get it to be the same level of density.
There was something about that room that was just locked, dead silence.
I don't know what it was.
It's cool. I mean, and honestly, for how young we are and how unexperienced your dad was with studio, you know.
Yeah, he did like ebooks and stuff like that. And I guess he worked with a couple artists, or whatever. But like. Rock music was not his forte, especially when you had a couple really, really painfully untalented young individuals.
Just like we didn't know the technique of recording because it's like there's a lot that goes into it. And so it's like for us just like banging on stuff and like turning up our amps as loud as possible. Right? It was pretty good.
Yeah, we were jamming, bro. It was fun.
We did it because we loved music, though.
I mean, right. And I think that's why we had so much fun was like we weren't worried about money or anything like that with it. We just were buddies playing music. It was so much fun,
man. It was a good time. That was good times. I love it. I think that was fantastic. I would love to like be able to work with other bands and stuff like that and do that kind of have that same kind of energy, like that same kind of kid energy where you're just like having fun, jamming out, enjoying yourself. Like
absolutely.
Crank that amp up to 11. We're really going at it, having fun. But I also like see bands that been doing this for so long, and eventually they just like they're on the decline because they're 50 years old, 55, 60 years old,
glorified cover bands.
Yeah, and they're like playing 80s cover songs still. Yeah. That I'm sure they were doing the 80s cover songs like when the song came out. Like they've been doing this for a while, and they're still jamming it. They're having fun with it, enjoying every bit of it. Like,
it's funny because I worked at a studio in Columbus, and dude, I'm half of the bands that would come in. They're just like dudes trying to rock out, and they're just, it'd be like us in like 25, 30 years, and we're just like, you guys just want to go like remake Take On Me or whatever like that, but like make it grungier. Like it's like, why do you waste your money? Like go download GarageBand and just learn how to do it yourself. You're wasting so much money.
We know how to do some, even like if we never got into a truly experienced it, we would know enough to be able to record and have some fun to goof around, whatever. But like we got into it more, but even these guys.
No,
I don't get what it
it's
is,
bragging
man.
rights.
Yeah.
It's like
Like
yo,
they go into it and like, yeah, man, yo, I checked this out.
Right.
I recorded this. And
Right.
they like just
dudes that
goofy
aren't
stuff.
married that are going to bars at 50 years old and they're like, check this out.
Check this out. They're passing out their
Yeah.
mixtape.
No, honestly.
Yo, check out my fire mixtape though.
Honestly. That is.
They're dropping cassettes down.
Dude.
Oh, that just reminded me. I'm going to switch, and Luke and Todd are going to entertain you for 3 seconds while I grab this.
No, you're good. Yeah.
We're not very entertaining.
No,
though,
we're not.
so-
We're not. Like,
Okay.
yeah.
I'm back. Hold
I
on.
can't do the old man 80s bands.
This is talking about some nostalgia here. Mom, if you're watching, and Tracy. If you're watching this, I think I might have some of the only copies of this. I know Papo has a few.
Still packaged.
This one's completely wrapped up and has not been opened
Wow.
yet.
Can
I
I
did
see
open
this?
this one to listen to it, but this is
Wow.
my mother's
Fire mixtape.
fire mixtape. Our moms, both of our moms together,
Well,
they're sisters.
they had like some like record offers, right?
Oh yeah, they
some
recorded a
deal
couple
offers.
things. Dude, they could have went a lot further with it if
That's
they kept
what I'm
going.
saying.
Because like our mothers, I know that I could be biased because they're our moms,
Yeah.
but our moms are fantastic singers.
Yeah,
like
great singers.
amazing singers, and they
Sister
should have
singers.
kept going with that. Like they should have pushed harder and kept going. You know,
It's
but this was
impressive.
their actual tape deck
That
recording,
is.
and I have a tape deck player.
Wow.
It's fantastic. We might pop this in after
I'm
the podcast
amused.
is over.
I love that.
Dude, they're so great, man. I love it.
I've never
I think
seen
it's
this before.
Really?
Never seen this.
Are you kidding me?
I don't think I've heard it.
Dude, Papel had, I mean, a deep box full
Right.
of these records that he had, or these cassette tapes that he had put out. And I guess
I've
they
heard,
went to a studio.
I've
and
heard our
recorded it.
grandpa's recordings, but
He gave me one for my birthday a couple years ago.
okay.
He gave
He
me
said, "Here you go. Here's a blessing."
Here's what's
son.
funny. Here's what's funny. He had me burn discs for him a few weeks before that.
And
Had
then
me burn a
gave
few-
one
and
to
then
you.
on my birthday gave me one of the discs that I burned for him of his old
I love
tracks.
that.
I'm
I
like,
love
wow,
that.
I love that. He still wants me to like burn discs for him all the time. Papel, our grandfather, he's a singer as well. He sang karaoke for a long time.
Talented dude.
Really talented singer. Still, even now, he's
Yeah.
like 70 something years old and like.
Funny enough, you say that. I'm literally doing a recording for him.
Yes, that's what I was gonna
Yeah,
bring
yeah,
up.
yeah,
I was gonna
yeah,
bring that up. I
yeah.
knew that. I remember that.
Yes.
He's been asking me for years.
Dude.
I lived like 3 houses down from them.
Yeah.
He's been asking me for years to record his tracks and be like,
Chariots of Fire.
that's the song.
That is
wanted
the
to do
song.
for a long
He
time.
wrote lyrics to it.
He's
and
been asking me for a long time.
He's
to
trying
do
to
it.
go crazy.
I tried to explain to him that like I would do it, but like we can't put. He's like, and we put it out on iTunes
Yeah, yeah,
and whatever.
yeah,
I was like,
that-
I can't.
yeah,
We
yeah.
can't put that out on iTunes. He's like, why not? I was like, we don't own the copyrights for that music. We can't put
Right.
that.
I'm like,
we
you can
can't
put it on
that."
SoundCloud.
Sure, yeah. Put a SoundCloud, put it on
Can you
YouTube,
imagine your
whatever.
grandpa blows up as a SoundCloud artist? Can you imagine?
If Papa blew up as a SoundCloud
The next
artist,
Post Malone
next Post Malone. Oh, ladies
rolls
and
out on a
gentlemen.
wheelchair to
Bill-
his first concert.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bill Schneider, we got it. But anyway, no, man, we come from a long line of musicians and artists and stuff like that
Yeah.
too. Like, that's how my parents
Both of
met.
my parents.
That's how my parents met. Was my dad was in a band and they were looking for a female lead singer,
Yep.
and my mom was in a singing competition at a mall, and their band showed up looking for.
Your dad was literally scouting.
They were scouting artists, and they were like, "Yep, she's a good singer. We want her." So they went and talked to her and whatever. Yeah, you want to be in our band?
Yeah.
They were in a band for a while. I guess the band kind of broke up, and one thing led to another. You know, they separated. Like they were kind of distant for a little while as friends, and then I guess my dad came back around and was like, "So we want to get married or what?" Anyway, so yeah, obviously we all come from a long line because like both my parents and both of your parents are musicians and
Yeah,
singers. Yeah,
yep.
like isn't your mom even learning piano right now?
Yeah, I'm teaching her piano.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
That's awesome. My mom didn't learn piano, I think, till she was like 30 something.
Yeah.
Took her a while. To
And then
learn.
but like
Now she's known as like
the
a piano
guy
player,
Luke's
like-
played with, Chris, his mom taught Chris's wife how to play piano
Re-
and how
oh,
to
yeah.
sing and
Yeah. I
bunch
remember that.
of people.
You know what's funny is that Danielle and her sisters were vocal students.
Yeah.
From my mom.
Yeah.
Because my mom did vocal coaching for years, and Chris and Danielle met because Danielle only started coming around because she was a vocal student from my
Yeah.
mom. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Her and her sisters. Yeah, two of her sisters or whatever. Anyway, it was a long time ago. I remember being a kid and like my mom doing vocal coaching all the time. So we grew up in a house of music, and
Yeah.
then we've all become, in the music industry in one fashion or another, which is great. I think it's
Yeah.
awesome. I'd love to see I'd love to know where we're gonna go with this, but I mean,
100%.
like there's so many different avenues I think we could all be pursuing. Like, I think we all are pursuing so many different avenues of things. Like, you know, obviously I got a podcast going, I got vlogs, and, you know, I'm DJing and live stuff like that. But, you know, Luke's drumming for different artists, and he's working with you on your tracks and stuff like that. I just love to see what's going to happen with all this music. It's great.
Yeah, it's cool. It's like looking back, if I had one word to sum up, like, our childhood, it would be music. And then if I had one word to sum up, like, our future, music.
Music, like, it's the staple of our whole family.
100%.
Yeah, no doubt. There's almost everybody in our family has musical inclination of some kind, even if they don't explore it, even if they don't realize that they can sing. But they, you know, choose not to. Like, Haley just never did.
None of us are tone deaf at all.
None of us, that's
not
for
even
sure.
Close.
Jordan and Haley can both sing, and they refuse to. They've always refused to, and that's been my mother's like greatest regret in life, is that Jordan and Haley never sang for her ever.
That's so funny.
But anyway, so we come from a big family of musicians and stuff like that. But it's just kind of the staple, man. Like, you know, I got a record tattooed on my arm.
I got a piano tattoo on my leg.
I have. This is my newest tattoo. Let's see if I can get it here.
Give me a little cleavage. Hey,
that's a tape deck. I love it. My wife gave me that tattoo. It's fantastic.
Let's go.
It's so great. That was her first tattoo and her only tattoo she's ever.
Did she have a gun?
Yeah, she got the whole. She got the whole setup.
I love it. My girlfriend's sister does tattoos.
Yeah,
and so it's funny. You got yours from your wife, and
basically he's saying it's funny because we both didn't go to real artists.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. She had like a cheap gun, and I was like, you know what? I was like, screw it. It's on my leg. Like, no one's gonna be able to see it, and she's getting really good. So I'm like, dude, I'll get more.
It's good stuff.
I love it.
We might wind down the podcast here shortly. I think we're kind of coming to an end here. But first, obviously, I want to recap some things we talked about here. You can check out our band, Crown of Thorns Band, on Facebook. If you really want to see some of our music history, that's where we're at for sure. If you want to check out any new music that doesn't suck, you could check out Todd's music on Spotify. Todd, give yourself a little shout out, buddy.
Yes, sir. Go listen to all my music on Spotify, Apple, all streaming platforms.
Todd Sullivan, spelled just like that. And then Luke, you can check him out on social media, at Lee Luke Sullivan.
The Luke Sullivan.
On Instagram, and then just Luke Sullivan on YouTube, right?
Yep.
Okay, and Todd, what social media platforms are you on, buddy?
I do Twitter and Instagram.
Twitter and Instagram, and what's your Twitter handle?
Twitter should be Todd Sullivan Music.
Todd Sullivan Music and Instagram. You have two Instagrams, right? You have a personal Instagram?
I actually just have one.
You just got the one.
I just have one, yeah.
Just Todd Sullivan.
Just Todd Sullivan _
Todd Sullivan _
Yeah, someone else had Todd Sullivan Music.
See, that's the thing I've been fighting with for years. I have Z Messina as my brand, you know, that's my brand. So I got Facebook and YouTube, but there is an Instagram account that is completely inactive and has been for years, called Z Messina. And I filed with Instagram to can I get that handle, please? And then Twitter's the same way. There's an inactive Twitter account called Z Messina.
Yeah. I thought about changing my artist name to Toddy. And I looked on Instagram and stuff.
There's a lot of Toddies, I'm sure.
Well, there's one dude.
Oh.
There's one dude, and he's like 50-something. And the last time he posted was in 2000 and I don't know, 2011.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
it's the same way with the Z Messina handle.
God, I'm like, I Instagram messaged him and he read it and didn't respond. Just absolutely swerved.
Dude, see, the Z Messinas, I messaged them on Twitter and Instagram. Yo, can I have this handle?
He
please?
just absolutely.
They didn't even read it.
Yeah.
Yeah. At least you got him to read it.
I think it's almost worse.
Probably.
He saw it.
He's
He's 50 years old and didn't have the guts to respond to a 20 year-old.
But he just has the handle at Toddy.
It is what it is. It's just Toddy.
That's
and I'm like,
so funny.
How hard is that? I'll give you money. If you're watching this, I'll give you money for it.
That dude is probably getting offers.
Probably.
Toddy, that's so funny, man. That's what if you would say if you're gonna get if you're gonna start a business or whatever, dude, lock down your URL.
Yeah.
Get that domain name as soon as possible, and then lock down your handles on social media if you can. Because you want to be able to have a unified brand all the way around.
Super important.
I have Z Messina Productions on Instagram, and I'm just at Zach Messina on Twitter.
Yeah.
But I wish it was just Z Messina all the way around.
Having everything cohesive, dude, is
I got
so
TikTok's
nice.
handle, Z Messina, so I beat them to that one.
I'm Toddy on TikTok. I have TikTok. I don't really use it that much, but I honestly, the algorithm on there's crazy.
It is, dude. It's crazy, and I don't know if you heard in the first podcast or the one
I did.
But we talked, dude. TikTok is the most volatile social media platform out there.
I posted.
You could have anybody posting anytime and go viral overnight.
I posted one video, and within a couple hours, I had over 2,000 views.
Yeah,
and it was like
that was Ramsey's first video. Had 2,000 views too.
Yeah, and it wasn't even that. It wasn't that funny. It wasn't that cool. It wasn't that entertaining. But it's like,
It's got potential, man.
That's more views than on my primary socials.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude. I have like 2,400 followers on TikTok.
Yeah.
And I don't even have 1,000 on Facebook is my most. I have like 670 something or whatever.
Funny enough, I was on TikTok For You page. Obviously, it's like location.
Sure.
I literally see you on there, and I think I messaged you. I was like, what in the world is this?
Which one?
You were blowing up. It was the one with the light technician.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, running lights.
Yeah, that was my biggest
nationwide
video.
thing.
That thing ended up having like 600 and some
That's
thousand
crazy
views or whatever.
Yeah, and then your sister blowing up with Micah.
Haley blew up on there.
Yeah.
I would say Haley blew up on there because it was Haley's account, but Jordan did it. Jordan set up the account and did all the work.
She's administrative whiz.
Yeah, she's just doing the behind the scenes stuff. But
yeah,
my sister blew up on TikTok a couple months ago and has like 10.5 million views on one video or whatever. It's nuts.
John Krasinski, all the
there's some good
people.
news. We had like Jane Lynch and stuff like that. A bunch of random people.
Ellen.
We got called by Ellen.
Yeah.
We got called by a show, not Ellen. That's for sure. I don't know. I think we signed like a non-disclosure or whatever. I don't remember what we did.
Who knows?
I didn't sign it.
Probably
so
wasn't.
Fine.
It was probably Helen.
Yeah, it was Helen. It's the Helen show. Helen Degenerate show. That's what's funny is Mammal said that one time when we were talking about being on the Ellen show. She goes, "Are you guys gonna be on that Helen Degenerate show?" I was like, "Yeah, we're gonna be on the Helen Degenerate show."
Kellen Heller.
Yeah,
exactly. I know.
Anyway, yeah, dude, for real though, you should think about getting on TikTok more. I told Luke
I
that
know.
last podcast.
My girlfriend's been telling me that like I should show the production side of things. So
yeah, dude, put that stuff out there, man. You don't know how many accounts I follow that are just production stuff.
I love stuff where people break into it and
get all the details out there and stuff.
So.
Anyway, that's about the end of the podcast, guys. Thanks for checking it out. Once again, my name is Zach. You can find me on social media at Zmessina, kind of like that. You can check out Todd Sullivan right here on all his social medias, Instagram and Twitter. And then you can find his music anywhere you love to listen to music.
Anywhere.
Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes, whatever, that type of thing. Todd Sullivan, great music. Really should go check that out. And then Luke, you can find him on Instagram at the Luke Sullivan. He's a fantastic drummer. Go check him out.
Thanks.
And then on YouTube, Luke Sullivan. He's got a few videos over there too. But
just a few.
thanks for checking out the podcast. We'll see you guys hopefully very soon in the next episode.